Hi, I'm attorney Renee Osipov with Chelle Law, and we assist parents, guardians, and students who are having issues surrounding special education or 504 accommodation plans. So in this video, I'm talking about what does a 504 plan look like for a school? So first, let's just briefly go over what is a 504 plan. So 504 plans are codified in federal statutes, specifically Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act, which gives protections for students or individuals with disabilities from discrimination. So this would be protecting the student from discrimination of the school due to some type of disability or impairment. 504 plans are there to protect any student who has a physical or mental impairment that substantially limits a major life activity. That's sort of the eligibility requirement by federal law. So in all 50 states are required to adhere to that qualification for students for a 504 plan. 504 is the same for any state, any public school or charter school. And so let's talk about that a little bit. So there are requirements by federal law of what needs to be included. So this would be the diagnosis or diagnoses of the student, discussing what type of impairment they have, why are they eligible for the 504 plan, the accommodations, and the members of the team. And sometimes other documents, the legal term would be incorporated into the document. So this may be some type of behavioral intervention plan. That's typically what would be included in the 504 plan. But every school may have a different form that their coordinator will use to draft the 504 plan. That's okay as long as those crucial parts, which are mandated by federal law, are included in there. And so if a child is at one school and they're receiving accommodations and they move maybe to a different even state, you can take the 504 that you had at the past school and give it to the new school. Now, the majority of the time they may change it and put it into their format, but the core parts of the 504 plan will remain the same. Like I said, same for all 50 states. It's written in federal law, so it's pretty straightforward. The other thing to remember is that 504 accommodations are for the entire school interaction. So this is maybe transportation to and from school. This could be transitions between the school day. So if you're changing classes there and you need some sort of accommodation in the hallway or while you're transitioning. Specials, so PE, music, art. Also, a thing that gets forgotten a lot, and I always mention this in my videos, you'll see them in other videos as well, is the cafeteria. There can be accommodations for the child in cafeteria. Restroom, how often a child can use a restroom, what restroom they can use, do they need prompts to be able to use the restroom, things like that. Oh, and extracurricular activities. So if you're doing basketball, cheerleading, soccer, things like that, or clubs, debate team, things like that, all that can be included. So the thing to remember is that the 504 plan is pretty expansive and it covers pretty much from the time the child leaves to the time they come home from school. Also, the school, hopefully whenever it's written, this is not always the case though, the accommodations should be written very clearly so that if anyone looks at it, then the school, they would know how to implement that accommodation. The example I've given in other videos is when it says that the accommodation will state that the child will receive extended time on an exam. How much extended time? Is double, triple? If you're looking at it and a substitute comes in or maybe admin staff comes in to help facilitate the exam and they see that that child gets extra time, are they allowed to sit there all day long to complete that exam? No one knows because it's not written clearly. So that's really important, especially when a child would maybe leave one school and go to a different one. You would want clear accommodations so that the school knows how to implement it. Also, we can kind of talk about from the aspect of a child receiving and a 504 plan. So the school typically gets a request from the parent or guardian that the child receive accommodations. Sometimes the school can actually initiate it, but I would say the majority of the time it's the parents or guardians. And so the school should receive in writing from the parents that they would like for the child to be evaluated. So normally parents would give the school the diagnosis. So is there some type of physical impairment or mental impairment, maybe anxiety, ADHD, something like that. They would give that medical information to the school. Then the school would look at the data they have. So this is grades, this may be evaluations from the general education teacher, and see, is there a substantial impairment within the school? If there is, then they will make a decision and say that, yes, this child does qualify for accommodations. At that time, then the 504 plan team would meet. So the school would notify the parents, and I say parents, but I mean parents or a guardian, would come together and they would decide on what needed to be included in the 504 plan. And this is where parents can voice their concerns to the school and make suggestions and be a valued part of the team. After this, then the school is going to go ahead and draft up the 504 plan. The parents are going to look at it and agree or disagree. They may ask for additional evaluation if they disagree, or if they disagree with any of the accommodations. They may try to come to a resolution on or compromise on how to best fit those accommodations to meet the needs of the student. And then the school is going to go ahead and implement those. At this stage, though, if parents are still disagreeing or they feel like that the 504 plan isn't being fulfilled, so those accommodations aren't being provided, the parents have rights or remedies against the school to enforce it. And what those typically look like are filing a complaint with the Office of Civil Rights. So this is a federal administrative agency. And then they would then reach out to the school to let the school know that they're not in compliance, or they are, or there needs to be the start of the dispute resolution process. So this is basically how school handles 504 plans. So if you'd like more information on this, you can check out our website. I have a lot more videos on there, or you can schedule a consultation with me. I'm happy to walk you through the whole process with the 504 plan and be there with you every step of the way. Or if you currently have a 504 plan that's for your child and you feel like it needs to be amended or the child's needs aren't being met, happy to take a look at that and give some insight and make a plan with you to correct that. So check out our website. It's in the description below, and we are happy to help.